Socioeconomics, Hatshepsut, and it's me, Connie. You probably heard my voice 100 times already. If you haven't done so already, before we start the video, please like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Make sure you do that and share this video if you're feeling it. So the title of this video is, Are Black Women the Worst to Each Other? And I had to do this video. It was a long time coming. And yes, it is related to social economics. You guys know I always deliver. I always show the receipts. I never just give you something for clicks. This is something I'm hearing in a lot of circles. And as a corporate Black woman, as a business owner Black woman, as a 38-year-old Black woman who's been in different circles, who's been in different states, who's traveled international, been on different continents, I can tell you the answer is no. What Black women have is an overexposure of negative media attention. I think we forget that this is not a Black country, and our media is not controlled by Black people. That's why things like natural hair, full lips, full figures are just now getting positive attention. And we're still struggling because whether you like it or not, those features are appropriated on other lighter, fairer skinner, not even Black, non-Black women like Jennifer Lopez, Angelina Jolie, and Kim Kardashians. They are all beautiful women. But if you put those same exact features on a shade skin darker or even a Black woman, period, it becomes fat, ghetto, trashy. And I've noticed this theme among Black women themselves who think they have to look non-minority as possible, especially in terms of body shape, to be considered classy and beautiful. There is a negative Black woman agenda. The other day, Rihanna, who is a massive international star, an ad was made by Snapchat. And the ad said, would you like to punch Chris Brown or slap Rihanna? And we all know Rihanna's a survivor of domestic abuse. Snapchat is a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Billion. And you guys, I didn't see the outrage. I just didn't see it. I mean, you have a platform that is international and no one said anything. It was barely an uproar. But fortunately for Rihanna, she got her followers, I'm one of them, to dump Snapchat because it's the year 2018 and we still have all white, all male tech companies threatening to abuse or encourage the physical abuse of Black women. The ad is still out there somewhere. Let me see if I can pull it up on my screen. Let me see, slap Rihanna and punch Chris Brown. And they took the ad down, but not until they lost over like $150 billion. And they never apologized. Here you go. You guys can see this is the ad. What they're advertising, what are they advertising? I don't know. I looked at the ad 100 times. I couldn't figure out what it is that they were selling. And it says slap Rihanna or punch Chris Brown. When's the last time you've seen a non-minority woman in an ad like this? First of all, what are they selling? I still don't know what they're selling. Rihanna did the right thing, and Snapchat lost over $150 billion. And they didn't take it down immediately. It was up there for like 2 or 3 days. So when I hear things about are Black women the worst to each other, I just want you guys to know we don't hold that power. And the way I do it is by economics. How do we affect each other on an economic level? Are we affecting the jobs? Are we affecting the money? Are we affecting promotions? Because I'm not in that realm. No offense to anyone. That petty shit, you want to talk about me, gossip, that's great. My bills still get paid. My bank account is still growing. My hair is growing. My butt's getting rounder. That is perfectly fine. You can talk about me all you want. I don't care. But what really concerns me as a Black woman are things that can affect me, whether I like it or not. If you take away my job, my income, if you hurt my reputation as a businesswoman, if you don't let me sell or market or network, those are real things that affect real Black women. Not this tit for tat, this little game we play back and forth and a little nonsense, because all women do that and we're not even the most effective. You need to hang around some other groups and some other circles to see what they do to each other. They do assassinations to each other. They destroy each other. They will take their man. They will take their husband. They do it every single day, but they do it discreetly. And they don't have the social negative stigma that Black women have. I refuse to listen to anyone who won't admit that there is a social negative stigma for Black women. You have to be out of your mind to listen to anyone who omits that, who doesn't want to admit. Go to the supermarket. You have to like scan to see a Black person on the cover of Vogue, or a Black person on the cover of Cosmo, or a Black person on the cover of Good Housekeeping. There's a certain image that is kept, and believe it or not, there's a certain image that a lot of people in the media want to maintain. So you know how they had the Me Too movement? I'm going to prove it to you right now. The Me Too movement, look at this. There's a hashtag Black Women at Work movement happening. Did you even know about that? I bet you don't. After they hijacked the last Me Too movement that was meant for Black women and made it a white Me Too movement, right now, as I speak, Black women are hashtagging and undercovering everyday racism at work. So what they're doing now is you have Black women that are hashtagging. You have a sister right here. She said, I say I teach. People ask, what grade? I say I teach college. They ask, community college? She says, no, I'm on US Berkeley's faculty. Hashtag Black women at work. You got another sister with natural hair, Naisha Jr., me. I like to check on the status of the books for this class, staff. The faculty member does that, me. I am the faculty. Hashtag Black women at work. All right, I'm going to read a few of these for you. All right, I'm going to read a few of these for you. Surprise from white folks when you tell them you have a graduate degree as well. Like they didn't expect it. Happens to me all the time. Black women at work. Hashtag. Once I asked for a raise after 2 years. I discovered my manager lied saying I didn't have a degree. I had 2 college degrees. Hashtag Black women at work. Me, hey, I really love this script. Is that role open? Them. Oh, we weren't, aren't we? Oh, we aren't will to go ethnic on that role. Black women, Black women in Hollywood. Okay, Black women hashtag constantly getting mistaken for a personal assistant, secretary, when we are both qualified quantity surveyors. Black women at work. Me, I can get the key from number 19 staff. I could only give it to teachers. Me, I am the teacher. Black woman at work. All right. My boss, your hair is making too much of a statement. Me, Susan's hair has 4 different colors. My boss, yeah, but it's on an afro. Black women at work. Okay. Black women at work being told your natural hair is unprofessional and make you look aggressive. All right. So we're not in the power to affect the lives of one another as Black women. We're just not. And you have to understand the many layers. We're not even put into whole departments. Do you guys know that? There's no company in America that has even a 10% ratio of Black women or Black people, period. Most departments in corporate are predominantly non-minority. Non-minority. So we don't even have the opportunity to work together. It's very common to walk into an office and see an all non-minority office. But you'll never, ever, ever see an all minority office in an advanced tech, energy, manufacturing, or big box retail company. It just doesn't exist. They go out of their way to make sure that doesn't happen. So while you're sitting here destroying one another or saying who's bad, you have no idea what's happening in the real social economic realms that can affect your life. You're talking about this person don't like you and that person don't like you and this. That's not real. What's real is you can't get a job. What's real is you can't pay your bills. What's real is you got a master's, you got a PhD, and your school loans is humming, 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 and you can't pay it. What's real is you open your own business. But because you have a Black face, people of non-color won't shop your business. These are real facts. And every woman internally has challenges and angst and bitches and backstabbers. You guys just don't know. And you're not even in the socioeconomic position to oppress and harass. You're not there. Yeah, you might have Black people at work you don't get along with. And yeah, but don't let people tell you that's all it is. If every single solitary Black woman got along with each other in perfect harmony and came out the door singing kumbaya, holding hands, you're going to see the real threat. And it's not us. We don't hold that power. Black women are dying of stress. This is a subject that really gets my goat. Ah. It gets my goat because we are dying, guys. Do y'all care about each other? We are being targeted in the medical community. Black women are dying in labor. Black women are dying disproportionately due to stress related disease. This is real shit. This is not propaganda. You think that white women don't have issues and Asian women don't have issues and other races don't have issues? Black women have it the worst because of race. We have it the worst because there's a negative stigma. We have it the worst because people look at us, and even if we have a degree, they say, "Oh, you do?" We have it the worst because we are pitted against each other. Do y'all remember Tyra Banks and Naomi Campbell? Some of y'all might be too young. When I was growing up, they pitted them. The media pitted them against each other. Naomi versus Tyra. Naomi versus Tyra. Naomi versus Tyra. Tyra Banks got so sick of it, she said, "I never met Naomi." The media was dying for two of the only black women who are supermodels. God forbid they be friends. God forbid they work together. God forbid they join forces. We better go behind the scenes and make Tyra Banks versus Naomi Campbell. And that went on for years. Tyra Banks finally came out on her show and said, "I never even met Noemi. I don't even know Noemi." And she had to invite Noemi on the show. The media fabricated the entire thing. And if you're not even allowed to work together, if you're not even allowed to have 5 black women in a department or 10 black women, how are you supposed to form networks? How are you supposed to do that when there's microaggression? How are you supposed to do that? There's laws right now in this country. There's a case that just passed in Alabama Supreme Court where a black woman who had dreadlocks, and they weren't nasty, they weren't crazy, they were neat and beautiful. And they told her, "Oh, sometimes those things can get messy, even though it's yours or not." They told her she had to cut it off or she couldn't get the job, and she didn't cut it off. And the Alabama Supreme Court ruled in the company's favor that she had to cut it off. Of course she didn't. And she didn't take the job. That is a very big form of microaggression. And now we have the natural hair movement, and a lot of companies are going slowly and silently to their policy books, changing them. That's microaggression against you. That is Becky Stan against you. These are things that really matter. Black women care about each other. You guys do know we suffer the most in domestic violence. We suffer the most in disproportionately being killed and homicide. We all know those facts from Blackistan. But do you know that it's being suppressed? But by who? When Tawana Bradley, I think that's her name, came out with the Me Too movement, she made it for socioeconomic disadvantaged women of color who don't have access, who won't garner attention for being abused, for being sexually assaulted. And what did the media do? What did Becky do? She stole that shit and she ran with that shit. And women who had power were able to topple off powerful men. There was what is it, 3 weeks straight of powerful men in Hollywood getting fired, losing their job without even a court date. That's power. That's not the sign of a woman that's oppressed. Literally, I opened my mouth, this person sexually harassed me. The next day, Matt Lauer was gone. Literally, I opened my mouth, there's a picture that was taken, Al Franken was gone. This is real things that actually happened. But yet, in the midst of all that, what was it, Al Moore? That was his name, Ray Moore from Alabama? They voted for him. If it wasn't for black women, he would be sitting in Congress right now, little pedophile ass. But yet we're the worst to each other. You guys need to wake up. Every day I meet wonderful black women. Every day on my YouTube, every day on my Facebook page, my Hatshepsut Life, my Hatshepsut Economics. Every day I have the pleasure on my fitness page. I see black women trying to get a better life. I see black women trying to change their life. I see black women going out of their way. They're contributing to my platform. They're spending their time, sometimes even spending their money. How can I sit here as a black woman when I'm connecting with so many amazing, talented, beautiful, educated, gorgeous black women every single day? I don't think a day has passed since I put myself into the YouTube platform that I have not met an amazing black woman. But yet society doesn't want to talk about that. That's the reason why you don't know Serena is the most dominant athlete who ever lived. Who ever lived. That's why she doesn't have more endorsements than Sharapova, who's Russian, who was caught juicing. She was caught juicing, and y'all didn't even know that. She was caught and taking steroids for the past 12 years, Serena's biggest rival. And they quietly slapped her on the wrist, and they quietly banned her for a couple of months and put her back into the game. Imagine if that was Serena, who got caught taking steroids. Lord of mercy. Imagine. You guys have to wake up. You guys got to wake up. And if you're having a bad experience at work, I want you to start hashtagging on this YouTube video. Hashtag Black women at work. That's what it looks like. You see my arrow? Black women at work. All right, so I'm going to go right over here as well. So since y'all don't want to believe me, racism and stress killing Black women. I think I talked about this really quickly in my other video, but we're the only race of women. Okay, racism and gender bias is killing Black women literally. According to scholars and healthcare advocates, during an online discussion that caped a long week series dedicated to raising the awareness about the many challenges Black women face living in the United States, activists, scholars, and stakeholders addressed the critical need to improve the health outcome of Black women. Okay, racism is having an effect and it's killing us. It's killing us. The Center for Intersectionality and Social Policy Studies at the Columbia Law School in New York City said that an array of social factors from the stress associated with systematic racism to living in environmentally toxic neighborhoods and the consequences of culturally incompetent healthcare contribute to the elevated risk for Black women that come with diseases like AIDS and some forms of cancer. Although white women had a higher incident rate of breast cancer, Black women were more likely to die from it. The new rate of HIV infections among Black women in 2010 was 20 times higher than that of white women. Why isn't this mainstream news? Why are we still seen as hating each other and hurting each other when the medical community has turned their back on us? But we can't get the attention we want if we're busy fighting one another, if we're busy demonizing one another, if we're busy thinking we're so bad. We are carrying the Black community on our fucking back. 80% of us are the breadwinners. We're making the money. We're raising the children. We're getting degrees. We're going to college. There is no but. Ignorant assholes don't get masters. Ignorant assholes don't get bachelors. Bad people don't sit in a college classroom for 8 years and get a PhD. It's like no matter what we do, but, there is no but. There's a social culture that is pushed upon us. Tyra Banks and Naomi Campbell, that whole thing proved it. They like to pit us against each other. Rihanna versus Beyonce. They like to pit us against each other. They like to humiliate us. They like to give us TV shows when we're drunk and high and need actual mental health. Remember that disaster that Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown had? What was that? No matter how high and out of our mind a white woman is, you'll be hard pressed to find any media falling around somebody who is clearly on substance abuse. Clearly, there's a certain portrayal. And even if they do, they have the life preserver of white privilege to raise them back to the top. You never see a Black woman like Kim Kardashian or Paris Hilton coming out with a sex tape and getting international fame and millions of dollars. There's a social stigma. We're doing great. Black Panther, Viola Davis, Lupita, Taraj, Serena, Michelle Obama. But even look at the aggression they're faced with. Serena been called a man, ugly. Michelle Obama, a man, ugly. Viola Davis ignored in Hollywood until her talent erupted like a volcano. Lupita had to deal with being called ugly. Do you see a trend? These Black women are overcoming, but when they overcome, the scars of stress, it's there. And I'm trying to tell you, you are not the worst to each other. I'm not going through some Twilight Zone, am I? I've met amazing women on this channel. Women I love, women I adore, women that message me, text me, women that have bonded with me, women that send me pictures of Jamaican cheese and bun because they know I'm Jamaican. Women that send me, donations because they know I'm working hard. I take time out of my work to commit to this video. And I really believe if I could make a change in the lives of 100 people or 50 people, I'm opening more channels, I'm doing more things, all because I believe in the betterment, the love, the compassion. How are we supposed to be good to each other when we're not taught to be good to each other? How are we supposed to be nice to each other when we're told we're not nice? Show the compassion. Be the change you want to see in the world. But just know, it is not kumbaya and roses and flowers and tulips in the corporate world. Absolutely not. Who do you think are making those laws against our natural hair? Becky Stan. Who do you think is causing microaggression and stress to Black women? Becky Stan. I lived it. I pursued it. It's part of my job. I can tell you my personal experiences with Becky Stan. She was out of control. I have a lot of people in my history that have fought with me and lost that battle in the form of unemployment because I don't play. But a lot of black women don't know their legal rights. They don't know the law. Sometimes they come to me and tell me things. I'm like, sweetheart, that's breaking the law. There are federal laws that protects you. But they don't want you to know that. Why do you think in the workplace you don't know your federal laws? They post it in the bathroom, in the break room, mad high, mad low, in places where you don't saturate. If they were doing the right thing, you would know about EEOC. You would know about discrimination laws. You would know about segregation. No, all those laws, you would know about them. There's a reason why in your workplace they don't talk to you about it because they're doing the wrong thing. And then you have that social stigma where if you do speak up, you're crazy, you're angry, you're bitchy. You need counseling, you need therapy, all because a black woman had the nerve and the audacity to open her mouth. Remember Michelle Obama? When she said, for the first time in my life, I'm proud of my country, and United States lost their fake, phony, hypocritical mind. And you got this president grabbing pom-poms, having sex with porn stars, having sex with Playboy playmates, caught on tape saying way worse, outward saying racism and Mexicans. You got this president saying everything, and they freaking love it. The more outrageous he is, the more bold he is, the more disgusting he is, the more obnoxious. They love it. And it's not Trump's fault. I don't hold Trump responsible for anything. The crazier he gets, the more they love him. They love him. But yet, look at the stigma. Angry, man, masculine, ugly. These are all the labels that we have to shake off. And you got other black women who are brainwashed, other black women who don't associate with real black women. Like I told this girl one time on this channel, and I think she left, she never came back. She talked about the attitudes of black women when she works with them, or the attitudes of black women when she goes shopping. She said particularly when she goes shopping, the black workers were rude, and the black workers were the ones who gave her the most attitude. And I asked her, well, where do you shop? Because if you're shopping at Walmart, Kmart, if you're shopping at JCPenney, if you're shopping at Associated Key Food, no offense to anyone, I'm not thinking I'm better than you, just no offense, those places typically hire lower educated, lower paid people. So if you go to Mississippi, if you go to Missouri, if you go to West Virginia, if you go to South Carolina, North Carolina, if you go to the poor areas and you go to Walmart, you're going to get the same bad treatment from any race because these people are not educated. These people are like lower level, almost minimum wage workers. But I shop in other places. If I go to Saks, Henry Bendel, Bergdorf Goodman, Nordstrom, if I go to Saks Fifth Avenue and go to the shoe department, I'm not having a bad experience. Those are commissioned, high-paid workers, whether they're black or white. If I go to the Chanel counter, if I go to the MAC counter, if I go to, L'Oreal, if I go to Lancome, if I go to Armani, Ferragamo, Louis Vuitton, you know, Jimmy Choo. If I go to those stores, they have black people that work there, not often, but you're not going to get the bad service. And you're going to see less people of color because they want to pay their workers more. And higher paid people tend to be more educated and they're getting commission. Just like when you go to a restaurant. If you go into a high-end restaurant where the person expects a nice tip, you're going to encounter superior service. If you go to Chuck E. Cheese, or you go to BBQs, or you go to some just cheesy restaurant where the menu can crush up and be a paper towel, you might not get that good service. So it's not just the race in those cases, it's the socioeconomic. I challenge you to go to Bergdorf Goodman and find a black person that works there and see if that black person's rude to you. Go up there, say you want to make a purchase, say you want to purchase a Christian Dior, and say, I like to get this bag. And let's see if that black person will be rude to you. I bet she won't. I bet you she'll take your child home. I bet you she'll wash your car. She about to get like 20% commission. And the same thing for white people. If I go to Missouri, if I go to Mississippi right now, and I go to the poorest neighborhood and there's a Walmart there, I might not get that good service. I've experienced it. But what do I expect? I don't expect much from Walmart. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. You know, what you say about Black women tells me a lot about your circle. It tells me a lot about your economics. If you live in the hood, you might have hood-ass Black women. If you live in the ghetto in the Kansas, or you live in a trailer park in Missouri, or you live in the slums in Detroit, you're going to have white trash. You got to wake up. You can't believe that every white woman is living on Fifth Avenue, and she looks like Lois Lane and she's walking around. That's just not it. That's not the true reflection. That's the media reflection, but it's not the true reflection. It's not a true what's happening. And am I telling you that all Black women are great? No, no woman is all great. But the notion that we are the worst to each other, that we are the most horrible to each other, in what way? What socioeconomic power do we hold? How? How? You have to have power to suppress. You have to have strength to oppress. We're just now getting into those realms. We're just now getting into those realms. When's the last time you walked into a department and a department was all Black? Black executive, black VP, all Black. It doesn't happen. So that's why I'm trying to show you that don't buy the truth. Look at this. The Me Too hijacked Black women's work on race and gender equality. I told you about that Me Too movement. And the Me Too movement was made for socioeconomic affected women. It was not made for women that when they snap their fingers, they can get people fired. Because that wouldn't happen with us. We would have to go to court, we would have to go to trial. Black women are besieged on social media, and white apathy damns us all. So, Black women are attacked on social media. For the relentless attacks are part of a greater culture in the U.S. The research shows is literally killing Black women. You can go on this. Black mothers keep dying after giving birth. And we're still saying we're horrible to one another. Who you think is causing Black women to die? Didn't y'all see the thing I did on Serena? Didn't y'all see the piece I did on how Serena had to basically get out the bed and tell doctors how to take care of her? And she's Serena Williams, and her husband is white. But y'all still want to sit here and complain. Like I know that I'm not living in the twilight zone. I meet great Black women every single day. I talk to great Black women that I've met on the internet every single day, that hopefully one day I'll meet in person. And no, we have issues. But if you ask me, Connie, have I benefited from my interactions or have I not benefited from my interactions? If I had a Black scale and I had to say, okay, on this scale, did it benefit me to interact with Black women? On the other scale, did it hurt me? It benefited me 10 times more than it hurt me. I need y'all to come out of that shadow. I'm begging you. I need y'all to come out of that shadow. If you're in a room with 50 Black women and all 25 is bad, then you shut out the 25 and you chill with the 25 that's good and you keep it fucking moving. Don't focus on the bad. Focus on the good. I've had bad experiences with Black women. I grew up in Bushwick, Brooklyn, East New York, 11207. That's where I grew up. No one can tell me anything about treachery and evil and conniving and manipulative. No one could tell me about bad mind. That's what we say in Jamaica, bad mind. No one could tell me about bad energy. Don't forget I'm Jamaican. We do crazy stuff. Jamaica be doing obia. Jamaica be doing dark magic. I know all about that stuff. I had people do stuff to me and wish bad against me. Girls, that's another channel. So no one can sit here and act like I'm living in some Black woman dream world. But I've been to the other side. I've been in corporate where Becky tried to get me fired. I've been to corporate where Becky tried to get me fired because I have endometriosis. I've been to corporate where I was microaggressioned and it was okay for white women to talk down to associates, but if I showed authority, I was reprimanded immediately and put in my place. I've been in corporate where I was a top performer, doing everything, losing sleep, the highest producer. But when it came time for promotion, I wasn't even considered. I was a joke. I was a clown. I had to work twice as hard, more than twice as hard, 3 times as hard just to keep my job. Even at twice as hard, I was seen as average. I wasn't seen as better or as good. That as good shit doesn't even exist. They seen you as worthy to have the position. And this is not me spewing hatred. Black mothers are dying in childbirth. Black women are having stress related to work. They're not giving birth properly. They're dying of heart disease. The stroke is coming. The aneurysms are coming. And no one cares. And yet we're still downing each other and saying we're the worst to each other. Are we killing each other off? I like to know this. We have to stop it. We got to stop falling for the okey doke. Yes, we can have attitudes. Other women have attitudes, but express it differently. They're more wicked. They're more manipulative. They're more passive aggressive. Is that what you're striving for? Remember, this life is limited. And I'm going to tell you something. As a Christian, whether you're not Christian, I don't care, but you're going to hear it because you're listening right now and you can't escape. Your goodness comes back to you. Your goodness comes back to you. Your goodness comes back to you. If you do good, you'll get it back. God has a little coin recycling purse. All that goodness you put out, it comes back. Ask some of the people who's on the Hatshepsut Life page. Ask them. Ask them what's been happening in their life. The goodness that's been happening in their life. Ask them. Talk to them. Talk to people that said the law of attraction has worked, or I don't know how all this good luck is happening to me, or shit, wow, look at all the good things. You have to disengage from whatever is not working. I'm not forcing you to ignore, okay? I'm not forcing you to ignore. If you're telling me that you're not having a good time with black women, then stop talking to us. Stop engaging. Go be friends with Becky. Or go be friends with Becky Sue or Becky Lowe. Or go be friends with Becky Stina. Or go be friends with Becky Stiano. Go be friends with other people. I'm not stopping you. But stop engaging us and talking bad about us. You can't have both. I really want to take a lot of you and put you into those communities that you think are so perfect. I want to take you and just put you as an agent, put you into certain communities you think I don't have drama. Holy crap. Because I'm an HR director. I've seen what they do to each other when they want a promotion. I've seen what they do to each other if they want the same man. I've seen what they do to each other if they think someone else is competition. I have fucking seen it. And it is nasty and it is ninja and we're just not capable of it. There's a certain warmth at our core. We're just not. You're talking about why we're not at the top. You know why? Do you know what you got to be at the top? You got to kill a lot of people to get to the top. And when I say kill, I mean take lives, destroy careers, lie, manipulate. You got to step on a lot of fingers and toes. And you better hope you never come back down. Because if you come down even a little bit, you're going to see all the angry faces. You got to burn all the bridges. I'm going to say it again. You got to burn all those bridges. And you're not going to have nothing left. So you better not ever decide to ever try to come back home. Because you can't come back home when you set the whole field on fire. Y'all have to stop. I'm not an enigma. There are plenty of Connies, plenty of black women who are ready to love us, hug us, kiss us, embrace us. We are the ones who are spiritually balanced. We are the ones that have good things in our life. Check my life. I don't have a bad life. I don't. I went through a lot of shit, but I came through it. I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. And your light is there too. But you can't get there with shitting on people. You can't get there, especially people that you're trying to be cool with. It's like you crazy, like you got two sides to you. You gotta pick a side. Either you are Autobot or you a Decepticon. You know what I'm saying? Either you team Vegeta, you team Goku. You got to pick a side. And you got to remember, you got to rock with that choice for the rest of your life. You can't sit here and talk about black women and don't talk about the racism we face at work. You can't sit here and talk about black women and don't talk about how we're dying in childbirth, how racial discrimination in the medical field is causing problems. You can't sit here and talk about black women and you don't want to talk about the stress we have and we can't find a job. We got PhDs, we got masters. There is no but. Ignorant people don't do what they got to do. Petty people don't do what they got to do. They don't get degrees. Think it's easy to get a master's? You think it's easy to get a PhD? You think it's easy to work 40 hours a week? You think it's easy to be underemployed, working at jobs that you overqualify for? You think it's easy? Nah, son, y'all gotta chill. Okay, black mothers are dying. The toll of racism and maternal health. That doesn't mean anything to you. You really want to skip over this and say, but what? I'd rather we're the most bitchiest women on the fucking planet and we don't die in childbirth. I'd rather we're the most bitchiest women in the world, but we get jobs, we don't get discrimination. I'd rather we're the most bitchiest women when it comes to men and we're just unreasonable, but yet we don't have financial blockage because of the color of our skin and the gender, because of the organ between my legs. Y'all have to wake up. Y'all falling for the okey doke once again. You can't live in a world that is committed and obedient and loyal to the image of the white perfect woman and then say, well, that doesn't matter, that's not what matters. What matters is how we treat each other. Who do you think is telling you to treat each other bad? Who do you think will be uncomfortable when I start hugging black women at work? Because I do it. Good morning, Cynthia. Good morning, Shaquana. I bought you a bagel. Who do you think will be uncomfortable when we start expressing ridiculous amounts of love and affection? And I'm not saying all white women. I'm not saying all white men, but enough. Because somebody is discriminating against us in the hospitals. Somebody is discriminating against us in the job field. The EOC is not making up the numbers. Somebody's keeping you from moving into that neighborhood. Somebody's keeping you from getting that loan. Black mothers are dying. The toll of racism and maternal health. Let's take a read. The recent high-profile death. Let me see right here. As a woman of color in the healthcare field with 2 daughters of childbearing years, I'm afraid for them today, as my grandmother may have been from rural mother in Mississippi. The issue of maternal health became an even more personal one in our family during the past 6 months. 2 of my daughter's friends barely survived childbirth. Both of these young African American women, who are apparently healthy before their pregnancies, developed dangerously high blood pressure that took them months to return to normal after the birth of their children. Okay? And according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, including anemia, urinary tract infections, mental health conditions, high blood pressure, pregnancy-induced high blood sugar, severe morning sickness, and more. Okay, so this is something that's related to stress. As a nurse in a major Chicago hospital, I often care for infants in the nursery because their mothers are in intensive care unit for complications experienced during or after the child's delivery. One infant spent almost 2 weeks in the nursery while his mother was recovering from a heart attack due to a blood clot in her lungs. That happened to Serena. Maternal mortality rates in the United States is a scandal. A 2014 World Health Organization report indicates that our country has a higher maternal mortality rate than Iran, Libya, and Turkey. Even though we spend vastly more money on healthcare than those countries do, half of the maternal deaths in this country are preventable. The problem is worse for African American women than white women. In New York, for example, between 2013 and 2015, 54 black women died for every 100,000 births, compared to 15 white women. To be sure, The U.S. is making some progress in decreasing the leading cause of maternal death, including bleeding, infection, and high blood pressure. However, the number of mothers with cardiovascular disease has risen to the point where heart conditions are the cause of more than just 1/5 of pregnancy-related deaths. All right. So a 2016 survey overview of maternal mortality and morbidity in the United States shows that maternal health and death are influenced by racism, discrimination, poverty, and poor and inadequate health care. Racism is entrenched oppression that places value on individuals per their race or ethnicity. According to Dr. Camara Jones, Research Director in Social Detriments of Health and Equity in the Division of Adult Community Health at the National Center for Chronic Disease Prevention and the Health Promotion, and a scholar at the Center for Health Policy at Meharry Medical College, 3 levels of racism are why Black women are dying: influence individual health, institutional racism, and personally mediated racism and internalized racism. Contributing factors include social indifference to racism and discrimination, unequal access to employment, housing, education, and pay, and perceptions that African American women have not achieved success because they're not up to task. These influence the health experiences and the health outcomes for African American women, regardless of socioeconomic status and access to quality health care. So regardless if she's at the top, like me, I'm considered at the top of an income range. Doesn't matter. I'm Black. Okay? According to the CDC, which is the Center for Disease Control, younger age, higher socioeconomic status, and more education do not mitigate the effect, the negative influence of racism and discrimination. On average, Black women with higher incomes and college educations have worse health than white women who have not graduated from high school. I don't know what to say to this. I don't know. Are Black women the worst to each other? We're doing this? Word? African American and poor women are more likely than other women to be treated at low quality hospitals, increasing the chances they may experience serious complications during after childbirth. Hospital quality can account for nearly 50% of the racial disparity in maternal illness. Are Black women the worst to each other? The psychic stress of being the only Black woman at work. Are Black women the worst to each other? Are we the worst to each other? I want to know. I would like to know. I was coaching someone last night, and they made jokes about, she's the only Black woman at work, and they made jokes about fried chicken in front of her. I don't know what to say anymore. I have to answer questions about my background in professional settings. That is small talk. I had a college colleague joke on my behalf about eating fried chicken for lunch. This is from the same article. I'll put it in the description box. We'll go over here. Racial microaggression experiences and coping strategies of Black women in the corporate leadership. And this is what I'm talking about. Y'all talking about around the way. Y'all talking about the hood. Y'all talking about Facebook drama and Facebook wars. Y'all talking about petty shit. If you're a Black woman in the corporate world, if you're a Black woman trying to network across demographics, you're trying to expand your business, you're going to see what I mean. You're going to see. You're going to see. All right? And this is a study. This is a qualitative psychology study done by the American Psychological Association. You know I get my shit from the real places. And the purpose of this study was to examine the experiences of racial microaggressions in the workplace and the coping strategies of Black women managers in corporate America. Semi-structured interviews were conducted with 10 Black women who were worked at a senior level corporate professional, acknowledged that subtle racism exists. I had personal experience of racism in the workplace. All right, so this is bad. All right, and you can read this study. All right, the article has citations. It's not just gossip, it is legitimate stuff. with the Census Bureau. All right? This is all stuff that's happening right now to Black women. Okay? So this is how Black women's careers are being halted. Their mental health is being affected. This is all legitimate stuff. You can get the data at the end of the thing, at the end of the documentation. You can see where everything come from, and it's bad. It's pretty bad. So I'm gonna go over here. Okay, this is the EEOC, my boy, the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. You can see all the cases of race that they filed. These are lawsuits. I'm not going to read all this because these are lawsuits. Every bullet point you see are lawsuits. Most of them are from Black women. They won. Most of them are filed because of discrimination in hiring, in customer preference, in nursing homes. It's a lot, right? It's a lot. Look at that. I'm not even going to waste my time with that, but that's going to be there so you guys can do your own reference check and exploring. And it's called Significant EOC Race and Color Cases. And now we have this. This is from the United States National Library of Medicine, National Institute of Health. Black women, work, stress, and perceived discrimination. The focus support group model as an intervention for stress reduction. So the government acknowledges that Black women have a need for stress reduction after long exposure to the workforce. I don't know what to say anymore. I don't know. Historically, rates of labor force participation of Black women have been higher and more stable than those of white women. In spite of this high employment, Black women have not reached the economic equity with the ethnic gender groups because they have the double burden of ethnic and gender discrimination in the workplace. Can y'all be nice to each other? Can y'all start saying good things about each other? Even if a sister's rude, can y'all just, give her, sit her down? Try to say what's going on? Can y'all talk to each other? This is what's happening. Such discrimination represents a significant potential source of employment-related stress for Black women. Perhaps because of these inequities, financial and personal advancement is of greater salience for Black women than white women. Controlling for class, Black women compared to white women had more arguments with spouses about finances, placed greater importance on personal and financial advancement, and felt less capable of paying next year's bill. So it's not just, it's connected, guys. And we can't fix this if we don't acknowledge it. Again, my channel's about solutions. I'm not about amping y'all up and making y'all feel hopeless. There's a lot of hope. There's women like me. There's a lot of foundations that are doing things. If you want to join the foundations to get some help, we are raising awareness. Because of Black women like me, New York State now has laws to protect us. It's not perfect, but it's better than just sitting there and looking up at the sky. We can do a lot together. That's why I have my economics page. That's why I have my coaching page. That's why I have my Hatshepsut Life page, my paid private page. And then it's on there so you guys can make money, entrepreneurship, diversify your income. It's on there. Black women at work. Sexist and racial abuse of Black women. This one says some white people take delight in bullying Black women at work without the concern of being held by their employer. You might say the statement some white people is too encompassing. No, I don't think so. Disrespecting and demeaning Black women at work is commonplace in America, which is true. Young Black girls experience many of the same discrimination and play. You got Bill O'Reilly, who on a national level disgraced Maxine Waters and talked about her wig. All right? You have post. It's just crazy. It's crazy. And how racism caused Black mothers to suffer the deaths of their infants. Black women are having miscarriages at a long, long way into their pregnancy. 7 months, 6 months. Black babies in the United States die at just over 2 times the rate of white babies in the first year of their life. According to most recent data from the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention, for every 1,000 live births, 4.8 white infants die in the first year of life. For black babies, that number is 11.7. Rate of black infant deaths more than double white infant deaths. You can see it here. This is the rate of black babies that die. This is the rate of white babies. Hispanic. So black people, 11.7. Hispanic is 5.9. And white is 4.8. And this comes from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. The majority of those black infants that die are born premature because black mothers like Pierce have a higher risk of going into labor. Scientists and doctors have spent decades trying to understand what makes African American women so vulnerable to losing their babies. Now there's a growing consensus that stress from racial discrimination experienced by black mothers during their lifetime makes them less likely to carry their babies to full term. You ask yourself the question, what is it about being black that places us at an increased risk for that kind of experience? It's crazy, right? And if you're wondering what this got to do with economics, the cost of stress on the U.S. economy is $300 billion. And this is from Business, Health and Wellness, Industrial and Organizational Psychology, Occupational Health Psychology and Stress. This is from Workplace Psychology, the well-known site. $300 billion. And a large concentration of that is in the African American community. And you face it too. Every time you leave a job, you lose work experience. Every time you leave a job, you lose tenure. You got to start all over. Your career takes a massive setback. You lose years in your career. Every time I speak to a black woman, oh, it's okay, I'm leaving. They don't treat me well, I'm leaving. That's an economic burden on the government too. You might be getting unemployment. You might fall into poverty. It's a burden all the way around. It's not just feeling, it's actually dollars flying out the window. 300 billion? It's a lot. That's a lot. And there's people that know it's a lot. You got the W. Key Kellogg Foundation. The business case for racial equity quantifies the cost of racism. So you got more people talking about the outlandish cost. You know, it's crazy. And if you feel like you want to do something, if you truly want to do something, there's a great site, www.pisab.org/programs. I'll put the link in the description box. It's called Undoing Racism, the People's Institute for Survival and Beyond. And it's really focused on helping women and, causing those classes like diversity sensitive training, raising awareness, being proactive, what we can do in the private industry, getting this message across, just like I had me too, me too, me too, me too, and that whole thing. Let's see what we can do for black women. Hashtag Black Women at Work. Let's see what we can do to raise awareness, to build a community. Let's all black women join together. And if you had a bad experience, hashtag me too. Go on Twitter, hashtag Black Women at Work, and talk about your experience. Write to your news network. Write to your senator. Write to your congressman. Form coalitions. Make your vote count. Make your vote matter. And that's what you got to do. But I want us to stop saying we're the worst to each other, and we're not killing each other. We're not causing stress. We're not causing unemployment stress. We're not firing each other. We're not stopping you for getting a promotion. We're not demeaning you at work. We are black women. We can't do that to each other. And like I said, all women have issues, but we're the only race of women that's showing death, illnesses, ill health due to our experiences. There's no other demographic of women that's going through this but us. And I want to show y'all the truth. And when I talk about what's happening, I mean things that could impact you. If you don't like the negativity of a black woman, stop being friends with her. If you don't like this if you don't like the sound of somebody, stop listening to them. Walk away. But when you're talking about people that can impact your social economics, your job, your money, your income, where you work, where you live, where you play, your doctor, your hospital, delivering a baby, having a baby, medical treatment, when you're talking about stuff you can't avoid, that's the true stress. That's the true fuckery. That's the true issue. Because I don't have that drama. You cause that issue, I walk away. I won't even say why. You rub me the wrong way, I guess keep going. If you come back, you come back. You don't, you don't. That's just the way I live my life. It's easy. But if somebody came to me and said, Connie, you can't practice HR, you can't sell real estate, you can't sell medical sales, or you can't have your wedding planning business, or you can't have your event planning business, or I'm taking away your GIA, you can't look at diamonds no more. That's different. Even if I want to close my back on that, I can't. And that's what causes stress. So we're not the worst to each other. All women, all women do shisty and grimy stuff to each other. We're just overexposed. And before we even do anything, there's a social negative stigma just waiting for us. It's a scapegoat. Then when it happens, look. See, I told y'all. It's utterly ridiculous. It's disgusting. I need y'all to love one another. We're still in the third month of 2018. We can do better. We are doing better. We should be proud of all the stuff we've been doing with no support, with no positive support, with no society positive support, with all the negative stigma. We still going to school. We still taking care of our families. We're under a lot of fucking pressure. Excuse me if we're walking around sometimes upset. Excuse me. We have no protection. We have no community. Everything's broken. Everything great we have is we built it. Everything good we have, it's us. From the children being raised, to the college education, to the entrepreneurs, to the business opening up, to political moves, to laws being passed, it's all us. So excuse me if I'm not your little Muppet smiling all the time. But it doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It doesn't mean you are a bad person. Open your eyes. See the true sisterhood that's already there. See the true love that's already there. I've been talking about a culture of love for months. I've been talking about this since I came on the scene, a culture of love. I've been dispelling black angry myths since I came on my channel, my first video. When somebody said, you can go way back. I have a video called Why is the Angry Black Woman a Myth? Or is the Angry Black Woman? It's on my channel. And I've felt this way since I came on the scene because I've met so many beautiful, talented, amazing, gorgeous, and I mean that. You listening to this, you too. All y'all listening to this, you too. Every single one of y'all. It's amazing the connections I've been making, and I'm blessed. And I do not take that for granted. So how dare I sit on here and trash anyone when for any one bad experience I had 500 great ones. And I mean that from the heart. I do. It's a pleasure and an honor for me to connect to you. It's a pleasure and an honor for you to listen to my voice. I'm nobody special. I'm not no Janet Jackson. It's a pleasure you give me your ears and you give me your time. Time is a precious commodity, and I honor that. So for every single Black woman taking a chance to listen to this, I thank you. I love you. I adore you. I respect you. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to prove everyone wrong. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be a part of your life for this little hour I've been talking to you. It means the world to me, and it proves my point. We are connected. We are networking. We are growing. We are loving. We are making a community. This is a community. All of you who are my subscribers, all of you who like my page, all of you who are on my Hatshepsut Life page, all of you who want to make money together, financial freedom, economic empowerment, all of you who contact me because you want to do better at work, you want to overcome, you want to have your own business, we are amazing. And I reject anything else that makes us feel like we're on a lower rung of female demographics when it comes to treating each other well.